everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is the review once again of the Predator Omnibus book series. So we just recently spoke about Concrete Jungle, and I did that review, and I've now read the Cold War. So why does a species that only comes in the hottest time end up in one of the coldest places on the planet, Siberia? And why are they hugging round a heater in an oil pumping station? So all the questions are answered in this book. So it's a good book. I've just read it, and it is actually a really cool book. I really like this one. So Cold War, 1997 novel, once again written by Nathan Archer, same as Concrete Jungle, published by Bantam Spectra, and it's a sequel to Concrete Jungle. It again has the character of Schaefer, who is Dutch's brother from the original Predator movie. He's still a New York cop, but this time he's drafted in, and once again by the same character of General Phillips. So obviously I'm going to go into spoilers in a bit, so if you haven't read the book and you like the Predator stories, this is a good one. So I would suggest cutting off now and just reading the story for yourself. But yeah, I am going to spoil it, so there you go. So Cold War, obviously the title of itself, it's in Russia because the Predator ship crashes in Siberia, so that's why they end up there. So that's the obviously the big spoiler of the start of the book. It's a crash, and obviously creatures that only come in the hottest time, it's not the most convenient place to crash, is it? So there you go. So I'm going to read a publisher's summary. Over the icy Siberian wastes, something falls from the sky. Soon, decapitated villagers, soldiers and oil workers litter the snow. The Russian authorities are baffled. But deep within the Pentagon in Washington, data from secret satellites prove the Predators are back. A crack team of experts is sent to Siberia to bring back the crashed alien spaceship that brought the Predators to Earth, along with its unique technology. Press-ganged into accompanying them is Detective Schaefer of the NYPD, the only man on Earth with first-hand knowledge of the Predators. He is about to face his second close encounter with the scourge of the universe. So there you have it, folks, 1997, so it's quite old. But again, it's a good story. If you like Predators and aliens and stuff like that, Xenopedia on the Google is a really good referencing tool for anything aliens, Predator, anything like that. Very cool. I read up a lot on that, so yeah. So Cold War, as I said, that's the front cover. I've already reviewed this. It's the same kind of book, but it's just 3 stories in one. Very cool, omnibus. Something has fallen from the sky over the Siberian wilderness, and soon decapitated human bodies are littering the surrounding area. The Russian authorities are baffled, but deep within the Pentagon, someone knows that the Predators are back. So there you go. Slightly different write-up for this book. It's obviously the omnibus, not the single book. But story is the same. So, it starts on a pumping station in Siberia. Well, actually, it probably starts with like a farmer or something, or a local man who finds the ship, and they end up Predators end up taking him as a trophy. But yeah, very cool opening to the book. It's got a lot of, obviously by the title Cold War, it's got a lot of Soviet American sort of aggression and distrust, all the usual stuff that came during that Cold War period, you know, which was very cool. Lots of accusations of spying and, you know, like which would be the case, wouldn't it? Because no one would believe it's a creature from outer space, would they? They'd believe it, you'd believe it to be another country's aggression, wouldn't you? Which is what is believed in the book by the Russians. There's a very cool Soviet female lieutenant called Ligachev, and she's in charge of the forces at the pumping station. And it's very good how she's actually been moved there because obviously around this time they were probably entering females into the army there in Russia, I guess. And it's Russia, much like every other country, early on days, a very masculine country, weren't they? So, she wasn't accepted by her peers. If you read the story, she's just there as and even though she's the commander, she's treated with a lot of disrespect by the male officers. But she turned out to be a very strong character in the book, which is very cool. She is a character that cares more about her people and looking after her people of the pumping station, even though the general there's a General Pomerenkov or something, I think his name is, I don't know if I pronounced that right, that he's put her there because he believes she's useless and it's a post that doesn't really require a great military presence or, someone that can muck it up. And he's put her there because he knows in his mind, she's going to foul and he'll be able to kick her out of the army or whatever, But she turned out to be a pretty strong sort of lead character. Again, General Phillips, who is the General Phillips from the original Predator. He played the part in Predator Concrete Jungle as well. And he's come back again as the task force that's been sent into Siberia as like a black op operation to go in and try and retrieve Yautja or Predator technology. So he's part of that task force. He once again forces Dutch to come with him, and because of his expertise in dealing with the creatures in the past, and that is where we're at. Dutch. Schaefer, he can't get on with the task force members. Also, his old partner, Rausch, who has now left the NYPD and become a small town sheriff. Then he's in the story again, which is cool. They tie him in quite nicely. So he's a sheriff and he's living his own life in his new town. But he's lost contact with Schaefer, obviously, in the book, which is good. And he's looking to get Schaefer back if he can. So yeah, Rausch goes back and starts looking for Schaefer, and he puts two and two together when he realises that Schaefer's just disappeared without a trace, and his military, his unit in New York have been wiped out during like a drugs operation, a drug sale operation, undercover operation, and during that operation Schaefer's gone missing basically. That's that part of the story. That's very good. So then you get Rausch trying to track Schaefer down, but he's getting nowhere with the authorities or anything like that until he then goes, obviously, gets in with the Russian authorities, who are also aware of what is going on in Siberia. So it's like a race for who's going to get to the Predator technology first. Again, very Cold War-like, isn't it? The Americans want the technology, the Soviets want the technology, and they're all racing for this technology, which at the beginning they think is each other. So they think the Americans have got some new technology that's being used that can wipe out entire units of men out in Russia, and stuff like that, because the Predator clan, they slaughter Ligachev's forces out in the snow, which is a good read. and they're fighting to get inside this pumping station, which she's protecting, obviously. And it's really cool because they're after the parts for their ship, to repair their ship, but they're also after the warmth, because obviously they hate the cold, don't they? So in Siberia they're gonna suffer terribly, aren't they? So yeah, they kind of start breaking their code by like hunting the innocent and stuff like that, just to get the parts that they need for survival. Because obviously hunters are also normally survivalists as well, aren't they? It's an instinct, isn't it? So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Ligachev then has to go back out there and hunt this thing down. And that's what a general wants. Once again, a general has put her in a position where he thinks she's going to fail. So he puts her with a load of like macho soldiers who are gonna, you know, obviously take control and save the day. But it turns out that it's her and Schaefer in the end that have to save the day. Not just from the Predator's side of view, but obviously from the conflict that's going to come from it. Because the Russians believe it's the Americans believe it's the Russians, and then they both come to the conclusion that it's a new technology. The Predators are the technology. The Americans already knew what the technology was, they already knew what they were looking for, but the Russians have only just come to know it, you know. So now they're all fighting to get this technology. It's pretty cool, and there's a bit of a political sort of aspect in there of who owns that land, who's sovereign, and what are the Americans doing there, and could it be an act of war and stuff like that. But yeah, a good book in total. I really liked it. I think the setting of it being Siberia was pretty good. They read up where the patrol are looking for the crashed ship. And in this book, it's the same as similar to Predator 2 ending. They actually end up on the ship. And there's a scene when you read, which is very similar to Predator 2, the movie. You know, when Danny Glover's character Mike Harrigan goes inside the Predator ship, it's kind of described exactly the same. And it looks hot. It looks very hot in there. So obviously they are creatures of great heat and do like the heat, you know, the hot weather. So yeah, it's a very good book. I would suggest giving this book a read. It is very, very good. Very, very sort of Black Opsy type stuff in there and bits and bobs like that. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, it's in there. It's another good book. It's the return of the Schaefer character, like I say. I don't think there was the big game. I don't think that was published in the UK for a long, long time. These were the first two that were published in the UK, Concrete Jungle and Cold War. So yeah, I'm going to look forward to reading Big Game. I've read it in a comic form, Big Game, but yeah, I haven't. Like I say, this is my first time reading Cold War. Concrete Jungle I've read a lot. Aliens vs Predator Prey I've read a lot. I like that book. But yeah, so another good book to read, guys. I would suggest having a read of this one, Cold War. The Omnibus is actually really good. I got it very cheap off of eBay. So if you're a fan of the Predator series and the Alien series and stuff like that, because Aliens books as well, like I say, Prey and all the different books you can get. And comics, the comics are great. Got done a lot of the reviews of the comics. So yeah, if you're a fan of Predator, I would suggest giving this a read. I enjoyed it. It's a good book. Well worth your time. Lots of Cold War conspiracy stuff in there, so enjoy. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I will soon be reading Big Game, and I hope to see. Hope you all to come onto that review with me for that one. Take care now, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe if you can, and share the video. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye now.